Hey guys, it's Blake with Upstate Taxidermy. We're going to do a skin guide today for how to skin a deer if you'd like to life size mount it, and also how to cape a buck for a shoulder mount. So let's get started. Now if you guys are going to do a shoulder mount, here's what you should do. You want to start about halfway back or even further back. It really doesn't matter how far back you start. Some of the pedestals nowadays can come way back on the deer. And you're just going to go all the way around the deer. Again, I cut from underneath the hide. That way I try to save the hair and not cut quite as much hair. It also keeps your hair off your meat. After you went all the way around, you'll want to come down here on the leg and make another circle here and another circle here. So you want to stay down here near, this would probably actually be the wrist joint on a deer. So you cut all the way around. And then do the same thing on the other leg. So this is the part where a lot of guys mess up. When God designed deer, He gave you this nice white and brown line to follow to skin this deer out for a shoulder mount. So what you want to do is you want to come straight up where the white and brown line meets on this deer and come right up through here. And when you get to here where the white and brown line ends, you want to jump over and hit this white and brown line. It's very simple. Just like that. Same thing on the other side. Alright. And there's no incisions in the brisket of this deer. It means no additional sewing, and you can pick any mannequin that you would like. So from this point, after you've made this circle and these two circles and join them up the white and brown lines, all you do is skin to 3 inches below the head neck juncture, and then just take the deer's head off and get it in a deep freeze as soon as possible. If you were going to do a life size mount on a deer, first thing you would want to go ahead and skin your legs out before you hung it up. That way you wouldn't have these extra holes in between this Achilles tendon. So you basically start right down here near the leg, and you want to stay on the back of the leg in this cowlick. So you would come right down the back of the leg here, come inside on the hock through the tarsal gland, and then back up onto the back of the leg. And again, staying in this long hair so that when the deer's sewn back together, that'll hide your seam really nicely. So when you're skinning, guys, make sure to cut from underneath the skin, because if you're sawing here, you're cutting hair, and you're going to get the best incision when you cut from underneath the skin, like this. Again, try to stay right in that cowlick. You're going to come up and come over the anus, and then turn, go back up the other side, just like you did on the other side, right back up through here. Remember to come inside on the hock here, through the tarsal gland, and back up. See that cowlick? Right back up to here. And then you would skin this back and cut the leg off here so you can still hang it up below this joint, so you still have this Achilles tendon. After you make those incisions, you would peel the legs out, hang the deer up, skin your deer all the way forward, tube the legs out, so you would skin this back, and you cut the leg off somewhere in here without cutting the skin. After you make that V cut up there, you're not going to cut the skin anymore. And then cut the legs off, and then you cut the deer off about 3 inches down the back of the neck, and then that'll be it. So the only incision you'll have for a life-size deer is going to be right here, and that's called a case skin. A lot of guys do that on predators. At Upstate Taxidermy, we like to case skin our life-size mounts. It gives the best overall quality with the least amount of sewing and the least amount of incisions. So if you're skinning for life size, or if you just want to keep the tail, here's how to do it. So when you get down in here, you want to stay back when you trim through the intestinals. That way it saves some skin. When you come to the tail, if you can find a joint, you can do that. If not, take a small saw and cut it. I actually didn't mean to cut it, but I'll go ahead and show you guys either way. You'll skin past it. You don't have to cut it off to remove the tail, but in order to remove the tail, you just want to get it started. So I didn't mean to actually cut it off, I accidentally did that. If it was still left on the carcass, you would want to skin to where you could get your finger all the way around and grasp the tail like this, and then take your thumb and pinch the skin like this, and then you'll pull against the carcass and the tail will just slide right off. So I'm going to see if I can maybe grab a paper towel and show you how to do that. Okay, so I'm going to try to pretend that I didn't cut the tail completely off. So you'll hold this and pull against the carcass like this, pull it down, and then again put your thumb here and wrap your finger around the back side, squeeze, and then pull, and it'll just come out. And then if you're going to save this tail, you would want to trim down the back side, open it up, and then salt the inside with non-iodized salt. Thanks for watching, guys. Check us out on Facebook or Instagram. It's Upstate Taxidermy. And give us a call for any of your questions. You can find our information online. Thanks.